Hello and welcome to the Gaming Chronicles. Today we will begin Myst, the Masterpiece Edition. First released in 1993. The Masterpiece Edition was released in 99, I believe. And this was a game unlike any other. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's dive right in, and we'll talk more about it as we go. Myst.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and turn on our filtering. We're going to need that on to be able to read the words and stuff. So a very mysterious start to the game, and so when I was introduced to this game, it was years after it was released. It was a few years after the Masterpiece Edition was released. I was in college, and it was introduced to me by let's say a rival peer who thought herself to be smarter than everyone, really, and challenged me to the game. Basically, I believe that she didn't think that I could beat the game in one sitting. Uh, and being a overconfident young man, I said, I bet I can. And so she let me borrow the game and played it, installed it. No manual or anything. That was back before uh, there was much internet, so there was no internet resources to refer to for hints, walkthroughs, anything like that. It was you're on your own. Get a notebook and pen out if you wanted to keep track of stuff. That was still back then. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up this book, this mysterious Myst book. This was unlike anything that we'd ever seen before, as I mentioned, and oh, why is it freezing? Okay, there we go. So when you open this up, I remember still to this day that the feeling of bewilderment and intrigue, and the way that they introduce the beginning of this game to you, I think is just unremarkable yet incredible, because the way that they use books to make you dive into this world, and just the way that books in our own lives, right? That we immerse ourselves in the stories that we read, and they can be anything from a short children's book to a full-length novel. Books just do that to you. So the concept that they used of books to draw you in just, I think, immediately kind of takes you to this immersive place in your mind. At least that's how it was for me. And so already when I arrive here, I don't know. I'm already immersed, and that was the point that the Miller brothers were trying to do. I think was to just make this so immersive. So anyway, we look around. We've got a ship sunk in the water. I've got to remember all this now because, in for my infinite wisdom and pride, I think that's a door. I think. Yeah, we'll go in there in a minute. There. Let's come up here for just a second. No, I want to go up to the top of that hill to get a vantage point. I'm trying to again, I need to jog my memory of everything. Okay, I think these switches, we turn them on. Yeah. Let's see that. There's something up top here, yeah. Okay, that is the tower. But anyway, the immersiveness of this game was so um, effective that that aspect, that feature alone, um, made it a very popular game. Oh, look, a note. I think we need to read this. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Okay, enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours truly, or yours, Atris. Okay, so let's count the switches. I don't remember how many there are, so we've already got, let's see, one by the dock, one by that giant set of cogs. That's 3. All right, let's keep meandering along, I think. Yep, there's one back here. Oops. The clicking on this is a little tricky because the point and click doesn't always give you, like, there's not necessarily like, if I turn, I'm going to turn 90 degrees. Sometimes if I turn 180 degrees, or I turn 120 degrees. It's like you turn to wherever there is a viewpoint or a place to go. So it's a little bit, let's switch this one on. It's 5. Let's see, I think we deal with those later. There's one right there. 6. There's one over here, yep. 7. And there's one down there, we can't get to that one yet. Okay, so there's 8 switches. Turn, come on. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, where do I click to go? Okay, so I have to go up here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I can't get back up the hill. There we go. You have to click in the right spot. Alright, the library, will go in there in a minute. We'll first visit the forechamber. Let's turn that switch on up there. Oh, wait, it's already up. That's right. Alrighty, so talking more just a little bit about the game. I think it was first released on Macintosh, and this was the game that, like, I think kind of ushered in the CD-ROM era, or at least the popularity of the CD-ROM. I think there were a lot of people that played video games anyway on the computer that got a CD-ROM specifically to play this game, if I remember correctly. All right, so the 4-chamber. What do we got here? We've got okay, that's right. This thing toggles the image, and then, oh, there we go. Settings, dimensional imager, topographical extrusion test, water turbulent pool. That's what must be on now. And marker switch diagrams. Let's click on this little button. Let's use, I think this just shows us, yeah, that's the marker switch, which we've activated a bunch of those. Okay. We don't need to see that anymore. I don't remember what this is. Does this have any significance? I don't remember if this has any significance. It's just it's like a valley situated in some mountains, and they're snowy. Is it in this game, or is it in one of the sequels? I don't remember. I don't think that has to do anything with this game. Anyway, and there's a lot of stuff that's not necessarily a red herring, but it's the small things like that that make it more immersive, that like gets you thinking, like, what's that about? What's that for? And what does that do? Why does that in here? Why am I seeing this? Okay, let's listen to the message.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Okay, so there is trouble, and of course, since we are the player, it's up to us to solve it because there is no one to be seen. There's no Catherine, there's no person, there is no anybody. We are all alone. And I think the solitude as well, I think that was actually a genius move. Making this game where there are no other NPCs or interaction with any other characters. I think that helps make it immersive. And I wonder if that was something that they discussed or debated. I don't know. I don't know a lot of the backstory or the history of this game, other than just I think the general stuff that most people know. Okay, I think this is the planetarium. Yeah. Yeah, we got the dentist chair, and then this. Okay, yeah, this is the planetarium because we push this and we got stars. Stars. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that later. Okay, so let's go into the library. I think that's the next place. So tower. Okay, yeah, we got the tower blinking. And I think we need to... Oh man, that's loud. Okay, well... Okay, well let's just put it right there since that's the first one that we came to in the first place. So we'll just rotate it to the big set of cogs. I think that leads us to the mechanical age, if I remember correctly. Okay, and then... Oh yes, the books. All right, so let's... Can we even... Okay, yeah, it's just static. You have to pick up the page. All right, so let's pick this page up. Put it in the book. All right. Well, hello, sir.
Why? Bring me a red.
What if I don't want to?
I can't see.
Well, I can barely see you.
You don't let me.
Hello, Cirrus. Sirius? No, it's Cirrus, right? Alrighty, well, that was cryptic at best. And I think all the messages are like that. Okay, let's do... There's the other one. Yeah, the blue page. Alright, whatever. No. I am not Cirrus. Hello, you're a little close there, buddy. Akinar, that's
Help
right.
me. Bring me blue pages.
You look like you've been in here for a long time, buddy.
Never. Just I must have the blue page. Bring them to me.
Okay, so yeah, a little weird. However, I think that once again, the way that they put this in here, like these are the only two characters um, that you really interact with for all of the game. Um, so here's the bookshelves, the rest of the library, the remainder of the library, the bookshelves. Okay, anyway, so let's read some books here. Now, we won't spend a lot of time on these books because if I remember correctly, there's a lot in here. Okay, I'll call this age Channelwood. Very different. Water covers the age. Water as far as the eye can see, except for a small rocky island. Trees, trees, wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear in the forest. I was awakened by strange noises. I had monkey-like people heading in my direction. Their response, "You'll never believe what happened next." They fell to their knees and began to be some sort of ceremonial worship. They did not understand my language. To follow them, yeah, that's always a good idea. Waters were changing colors. They would change from deep blue to muddy orange, and then to clear. Ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, about 10 meters above the water, etc., etc. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. Sunset, I followed them. I found that the hut appeared larger than it was from the outside. What is it? Painting the walls white? Is that is that what they say? Paint your walls white. It makes the inside look bigger. Let's see. Yeah, they were garnished with bright metals. Yeah, there we go. Make it bright. Make it reflective. Make it reflective. Anyway, the leader of the people. Meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded him. Next to the leader sat a very old human. His hair was the only face, gray, almost white, very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply, but what surprise, he could speak my language. I was given a bed, blah blah. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human. Well, how old is this human? I don't think that we know. Old beyond his own reckoning. And almost seems insane. Okay, great. But the tree dwellers revere him as a god. Isn't that how it always is? They're treating me in the same fashion, makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, understandable. It's almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted too much of the language of the tree dwellers. He has not spoken our language for ages. So he tells the translation, or he not translates, tells the history of the place, according to his memory. They lived together with humans a long time ago. They interacted very little. Disturbed by mysterious rumblings, which happened randomly. It would only last a short time, then they would stop. But one day things changed. The rumblings began to grow quickly to unprecedented levels. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived moved into the trees, where they gradually died out. This is the story. It's like, this is the history. Whether it's true or not, that's what it is. I'm especially confused how the humans saved the island from sinking. Yeah, that's a little sketchy there. The island must have stopped on its own, probably. Yet the old man believes in the truth of it. And the tree dwellers worship him. And apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation with an event which I will never forget. He gripped my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and sleep. We had expected you to come sooner. They filled me with dread, yep. When people say things like that, it's like very suspicious, it's very frightening. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away. Tree dwellers surrounded him with very solemn faces. Then they kneeled before him. They walked to each other. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while, he murmured words which I didn't understand. He turned to me and smiled. Then he went out the door, off of the narrow path, high in the tree. What? Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path, high in the trees. So he just purposely plummets to his death. Yeah, I don't remember hardly any of this. I don't think I read these all the way through in my first or even second playthrough. I mean, in my first playthrough, I was just in such a hurry to beat the game that I probably just uh, sped read this. Anyway, tree dwellers were silent. Then they began a procession. They picked up the body. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. They lit it on fire. Okay. So this was his funeral. And the waters changed to dull green. Water is dull green as far as the eye can see. And it no longer shifts color. Huh. Yeah, I don't remember like hardly any of this. I do remember the account about the creatures and that there were these ape-like peoples here, but that's about it. I don't remember the old man and him. Definitely do not remember the account about him just walking off the tree and ending his life. Now they are starting to treat Atris as their object of worship. Okay, he's lived there for 3 months. They've shown great hospitality. Starting to learn the language. Way to go, Atris. Then he decides he needs to return home to stay with his wife and his sons. But Catherine appears does not want him to come back. Cirrus and Achenar, there we go. Catherine is staying behind. My sons have returned, and they enjoy this age. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Is that Osmonian age? Osmoian? Osmoian age? Cirrus has suggested I allow him and his brother to stay. And Atris decides he will do so, even though it makes him feel uncomfortable. I warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect of the tree dwellers. Okay. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the... What? Choctic? Coctic? Choctic, I'm guessing. I don't believe we encounter Pran, the Everdunes, or the Choctic in this game, if I remember correctly. I fear for their survival. After checking on Cirrus and Achenar, See the Everdunes journal. Yeah, there are new Everdunes journal in this game that I remember. They are handling things well. Okay. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but I am happy that Cirrus and Akon are staying behind. I've been gone for over 3 days and have been to many different places. Blah, blah, blah. I had to tell Cirrus and Akon about Pran's death, and they were visibly shaken. Who's Pran? You know, that's you're reading. There's like, okay, who's Pran? You write this. You know, there's so much stuff. I do remember that. Like names. I made note of names. It's like, who's Pran? And then you never find out who Pran is. Spoiler. So Catherine suggests that Cirrus and Achenar leave Channelwood, and he agrees. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me. They tell me about an adventure, and it was remarkable. They made a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out. I am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black to various colors. Oh, okay. The creatures liked this, it seems. They laughed and howled. Didn't know they had such a sense of humor. Okay. Alright, we'll be returning. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again. They have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Uh-huh. Decide whether they are ready to travel alone. Okay, an illustration. That's right. This was... I remember jotting this down. Future bridge. Okay. I think I remember how this works, I think. Once I get there, it'll come back to me. And then there's a hut. I think that's a lever. Yeah, I think that's a lever. A hut that has a lever in it. Okay, that's that book. Okay, let's try to get through these a little more quickly. Emmett! The rocks. And this was where Emmett lived. He swam, he swam, he swam all over the dam. Emmett Branch, they were friends. They fished and hunted and swam. The sun always shone brightly in their world. Ooh, it sounds like such a paradise. It was never too hot for the boys. A light breeze always came from the north and cooled the area down. One day they noticed another boy. They called the boy Will. Soon they all swam and enjoyed their perfect world. At least that's the story I was told when I arrived on the island. Alright, so Emmett Branch Will. They were surprised to see me. But before the night, we were all friends. Oh, well, that's spiffy. That's fantastic. The second day of this newly created age. Newly created age. That kind of rings a bell, but I'm not sure what. Anyway, strange things happening. While I was relaxing, it began to rain. It was a nice rain. Lasted an hour. Had to explain to the boys it was not harmful. They still were afraid. Before going to sleep, I told the boys I would leave. I told them that while I was gone, I would make a surprising change in their world. They didn't understand. I still do not fully understand what happened today. So, the art. That's right, the art. So if I remember correctly, the art is Atris's power of being able to, like, will things. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Like, will things into existence, but not anything. But, like, the books, his books are a means of, like, creating things, I think. Anyway. Yeah, he attempted to create a boat by riding it into the world. I thought everything was planned correctly. Somehow it had become gripped by the rock and broken in half. So even though it went wrong, the boys enjoy the boat that's stuck in the rock. I have learned some very interesting things. Okay, submersible lamp. Submersible lamp. Submersible lamp. I don't remember this. Dang it. So much is gone from the memory. We'll figure it out though when we get there. Alright, nights are beautiful. I've made note. Number of constellations that pass above me. I catch glimmers of light from the horizon, which I have not been able to discover if it is created by a natural phenomenon. Okay, blah blah blah. Right, heavier rain, light rains. They were frightened of the heavier rain, blah blah. I would like to discover why it is falling now. Decides to return home. Okay, if they have the means. Ah, that's right, the lighthouse. I've decided that once the lighthouse is complete, I'll leave it and let the world's own imagination have control. I don't know if that has any significance. I don't think it does. 3 weeks on the lighthouse, good progress. The rock seems not to be as secure. I've had to alter my plans. So we've got must be the top of the lighthouse and a light. Okay. The boys are strong. The lighthouse is finished. The boys are amazed at their construction. That evening we powered up the generator. Generator. That's right. I think that's significant. Great light to the horizon for many hours. Blah, 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 blah. It was Will who first saw the girl. Ah, a new person enters. She was swimming not far from the boat. And then Will noticed a man not far from the girl. Emma was very pleased to meet these neighbors. Okay, and then Atris is pleased to leave. Set in motion events that have nothing to do with writing or the art that will have a more profound impact on this world than I could have ever written. Is he kind of like talking about setting up this world, this age, like with an with a way to repopulate itself? I don't know if that's what he's inferring. Anyway, the stone ship age. That's right. Okay. Now I'm remembering stuff. Here's the lighthouse. This is something else that I don't remember off the top of my head. There's the ship, and then down inside here, there's stuff we gotta do. Okay. Oh, more writing. I will wrap up, blah blah. Besides, I have yet another new age that awaits me. I'm going to need some way to travel underwater in this new age, and so much planning is in order. I didn't miss anything, did I? I think... Yeah, no, I did not. 10 years since I left this age, which I have called the Stone Ship Age. 3 boys have grown into adults, and there are many new faces that I do not recognize. Yeah, they've been having children, I believe. Or more neighbors have come. The lighthouse has attracted more people. Maybe that's what Atris was inferring. It's kind of hard. Like it's like, okay, now that there's a girl and boys, are they gonna propagate through through having children, or are they just gonna keep using the lighthouse to try and attract more people? It could have been both. Hasn't rained for 7 years. Cold breezes have returned. They are all very content. I found gold somewhere. Huh. Gold. I see it in many forms around the island. Interesting. Gold. I don't think that matters, but it triggers something in my brain. In the recesses of my memory. My lighthouse has been kept in perfect condition, and it looks as if they have tried their very best to keep it so. Yet I have noted that the entire rock it was built on has sunk 40 or 50 centimeters. All right, constellations. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, let's quickly commit these to memory, probably, or try to. So we have the anchor, three big stars, three little ones, one little one. The eyeball, two big, two small chins. And I think that they're supposed to vaguely like shape, like the constellations take the rough shape of the objects, like kind of like there's the two ends. That's not really an eye, but whatever. Serpent, yeah, there's the like the little S. There's the tail. There's the head. The beetle, yeah, kind of like there's the head, thorax, and abdomen. There's little legs. The cross. Okay, yeah, and then an arrow. That one's easy. Bird, wading bird, some kind of wading bird. Heron, crane, not flamingo. They have more distinct beaks, but yeah, there's the head going down to the neck, the body, the tail, the leaf. Okay, three up there. Okay, there's the second book. We're getting there. All right, what do we got this? What do we got this? What do we got here? Excuse me. Words are getting harder. No inhabitants in this age. Okay. The world is beautiful. Atreus thinks all the worlds are pretty beautiful. He's very optimistic. Grassy hills, green fields, large lake, few scattered forests. Let's see. Air is fresh, sky is sparkled with white clouds. It's very picturesque, it seems. Strange feeling. Ah, a hot breeze that continues to come from the north. It almost singes my skin. Ew. The sunset is spectacular. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. I was gonna read all of this, like narrate it, but there's just too much. There's just too much. I need my strength to explore more. I've had to return home due to an unpredictable. That's kind of funny. I made a grammar error. Due to a unpredictable. Due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. Oh yeah, the shakings in the ground, explosions, gigantic balls of fire. Yep, I would have ran to. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. Okay. Myst linking book. That's right. You have to have the. That's the way you get from one age back to Myst. That's right. I return to a different world. It's been transformed into a barren desert land. With only gigantic craters. The small grassy hill remains exactly the way I found it. Meteors didn't hit it. A hot wind has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake has dried up. Another one appeared. Okay. Okay, jutting rock, desert. All right. It sounds constantly, or wait, sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. Okay, heat, dipped my head in a stream, the hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. Red flames shooting up from the earth. Oh, I wonder if it's one of those like geothermal pockets, whatever they're called. Geothermal vents. The chasm continued to grow. Is it chasm or chasm? That's one of those words that I never remember. Is it chasm? I don't know. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat can be harnessed. Oh, hey, looky here. Um, what age is this? Do we know what age this is? So we ran into the Channelwood stone ship that have been named in the books. Even as the chasm has been ripped into the surface of this world. Okay. And have now explored deep into the crust of the planet. Oh, this must be the Selenitic age. That's right. It will take many years to map and explore. Yeah, that's right. This is the one with the underground submarine on the rails. That's right. Okay, this age seems to change on its own. Need to check on Cirrus and Achenar. The abundance of raw materials is beginning to amaze me. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I've been able to find everything I need here. Iron is abundant, but I've also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set. I think I will be able to have most of my additions. I love working with my hands. Oh, that's right. And the page fades. And I have decided what? So we've got the compass here. And then we have this dish. 3 meters is not enough support for what? Okay, well, we know that the dish is of significance, and so is the compass. So we'll remember that. Look, it's a spaceship. Amazingly strong. What's amazingly strong? We don't know. One of my most prized inventions. Never imagined it to come together. Okay, yeah, we don't know a lot of this stuff. 14. 14 what? Could possibly work with 14. Oh, I think I remember what that is. But we won't know until we're close to, like, the end. Completely fatigued. I am leaving today in order to bring Cirrus and Achenar. They're still in the Channelwood age. Okay. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have stabilized. The meteors set off a period of volcanic activity. By piercing into the shallow crust, the tremors become few. A large amount of this journal has vanished. Fortunately, I've copied many of the construction notes to another journal. Many of my questions can be answered in another age, to which I hope to travel soon. What questions? I think that's one of the mysteries we don't find out here. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. Alright, so we got the keyboard. Let's see, we got 1 in this set of keys, 2 in this set of keys, and 3. Let's see. That's in. I got the 2, 3, 2. Okay, and then 4 here, 5 here. Okay. Yeah, I actually remember this one because it took me not so darn long, but yeah, it just sticks out because it was the musical notes. All right, so this must be the map of the place, the age. Pretty sure, yeah, it's the Selenitic, even though it's not named. What's this? Oh yeah, this is the fireplace codes. We don't even mess with that. That's a burnt book. What's this one? Let's see. We already read that one, and then this is the last one, I believe. Okay, before arriving in this age, so even though I know that this is talking about the Selenitic age, I don't remember how or when we learned that that's the name of it. In fact, I believe, going back up here to this book, is it this book, where he names the Where's this one? He names the Osmoian Age or something like that. Where is it? Yeah, the Osmoian Age. I think that that's what I thought that it was because it's not actually named here. Pretty darn sure it's not named here, and I don't think it's named in this book. I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures. And it was. Alright. Pardon me. So, the sky here is dark and gray. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair. He is feeble. Okay, this must be the mechanical age. Beautiful city that rose up out of the water. City surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. Lookout post. The people of the city had constructed it expecting visitors. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait. Huh, interesting. Friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, but nothing happened. Then one day, the sky became dark as night and black ships appeared on the horizon. And lookout posts attempt peace were turned away, and their sentries were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. The foundations of the city were destroyed, and it sunk deep into the ocean. And only the lookout post remained. And the black ships sailed away. This is a sad story. And the man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive the attack. And it's been 9 years. 2 of the survivors have died. He also said it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they started. Why? They destroyed the entire city. Why are they coming back for the tower? Whatever. I've decided it would be admirable to save this civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I'm excited about the adventure. We're talking about fending off people that want to kill you, Atris. That's not my sense of adventure. Anyway, the people needed a defense. Plan for protection. Okay, that's right. This is the fortress. Okay, yeah. Oh, he returned with his sons. They have grown considerably. Everdunes. There's that name again. They will be great help this time instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. Well, I wonder if they're just trying to. I wonder if that time they were just like adolescents growing up into young men. Who knows how old they are? We never really get a sense of that. Okay, so 3 of us with the 4 healthier survivors start building. Okay, my sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. Intelligence and creativity. Okay, so we've got staircase. I don't remember the significance of this staircase. Maybe it's something that we just need to look for. Okay, so be on the lookout for a staircase leading down. All right. Because yeah, I have no memory of this. 4 months now. Construction's going well. They detest the gray sky. The sky and Myst. Okay, enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready. The man reminds me of Emmett. It's been 6 months, and we have finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are now only islands due to a rising water level. Okay. I have designed a most intriguing device, if I do say so myself. It makes use of a technology called holography. Crystallography. Okay, we'll remember that. Visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days. Fix some miscalculation. They'll enable the survivors to learn how to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon. Okay, okay, here we go. So we got a track, and then... so it rotates from island to island to island. That's right, I remember this now. There's a cog, which serves as the rotator thingy thing. Okay. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial, their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. Why and how? The insignia of the black ship. Moon with a... kind of like a cross with a pointy end on the right there. I don't remember if that has any significance or not. We had a small celebration and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back. The storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. A blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. But did they believe? Probably not. Okay, had a healthy adventure. Work on a new book. Okay, once again I must leave a familiar age. But first I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the Tide. Who are these people? The mechanical age. There we go. This is where we were here. So this is the mechanical age. That's right. I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. Yeah, I don't think any of this is in this game. Because, yeah, we don't run into any people. I'm confident the people here feel a heavier darkness that has been lifted from their shoulders. Okay, no more pages. Alright, I think we're done reading. There's no more. I think everything else has been burned. Alright, whew. Alright, now we've got a lot of exposition done. That's a lot. I mean, if you think about it, if you're playing this game the first time through, and you come to that, you read all that, you spend forever making notes, or not, you can just try and memorize it, which is what I tried to do, and did pretty well. But there were some key things, looking back, that I probably missed. Let's see, what's over here? Let's just explore for a bit. Jog my memory. Okay, there's a tower there. Oh, no, I want to go... clicky, clicky. Okay, there we go. And then the cabin. Okay, yeah, we just got a boiler in there or something. Let's come down here. We got a clock tower, some valves. And then this little boat sunk in the bird bath. Okay, so I think we've explored everywhere except the library further. We've talked to, or not really talked to, but we've been introduced to Cirrus and Achenar. Yeah, and Achenar, I do remember him being a little bit off. Okay. Alright, the tower did stay lined up with the cogs. I believe that is the entrance to the mechanical age. So I think if we press this, that changes it so we can go behind the library. Yep, there we go. Alright, I'd love to say it's all coming back to me, but it's not. This is going to have to be like, remember it as we go. If that even happens. Okay, come back here. And... Alright, we're taking the elevator. So it's just so easy to get really sucked in to the game, right? I mean, once again, using the power of like just books to get you sucked in, because at this point in, we got a book symbol. Oh yeah, so this, I believe, indicates when you climb the ladder and you look out this little slat, opening thing, that is the age to which it corresponds. Yes. Or journal, whatever you want to say. And then this is the access key. That's right. Climb the ladder. That's right. So we have 240 and then 221. And if I remember correctly, that little clock tower at the bottom low end, we'll call it the south end of the island. Dang it. There we go. We'll say the south end of the island is what is the that's the access point, or yeah, the access point to allow us to the that age. Okay, so I think this is a good stopping point for now. Let's just go to the entrance of the library and then we'll save and quit. Let's. Okay, I was gonna say, I think that, yeah, you have to click on the paintings every time you want to toggle it between the passageway and the entranceway. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and wrap up the episode. This has just kind of been trying to jog my memory as to how the heck is everything, or what the heck is going on, really. So some of it came back. A lot of it is still very, very foggy. So anyway, until our next episode, when we start doing some actual puzzles and get into the first age. So long for now.